Neal Adams dies at 80 years old, and there's only one way I can think to pay tribute to him. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sanctuary. Let me take you back to 1975. Me and my good friend Ty are 10 years old. We're sitting cross-legged on his bedroom floor. Comics are scattered all around us. We are reading them voraciously. We are trading them. We are not really aware of who wrote them or who drew them. We're 10 years old. We're focused on Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Daredevil. We're not really collectors yet. We're just readers. There's no bags, there's no boards, there's no CGC. There's no Comic Cons that we're aware of. San Diego had started a few years before that, but we didn't know about it. If there were any comic shops in the area, we didn't know about that either. We were just in our little world where we read these comics, and they were awesome. They were wonderful. But after a few years, we became a little more discerning. We noticed there were good artists and there were not so good artists. And the one that stood out was Neal Adams. He was amazing. We called him the good Batman artist. Even though he did many other titles, we were really interested in Batman and Detective. So I don't really know a way to pay tribute to Neal. I could stand here and give you a full-on eulogy, but the older I get, the more emotional I think I've gotten. You know, I get teary-eyed at dog rescue videos on Facebook. So you don't want to see that. So the only thing I can think of to pay tribute to the man is to show you guys some books from my collection. I have a number of Neal Adams books in my collection, and I'm going to show them to you right now. All right. So Neal started at DC in 1967. He was hired as a freelancer. I think they started him off doing Dead Man issues in Strange Adventures. I think his first cover was 207. This is from 1968, so it's still pretty early in his career at DC. This is just a freelance cover that he did for World's Finest 176. This is an 80-page giant, also from 1968. Not the kind of cover we normally expect from Neal Adams. But you can certainly see his style in Superman right there, and in the Devil right there, and in Lois here. This to me does not look like Neal Adams at all, but that Lois does. It's a really fun book. I used to collect all of the 80-page giants. I think I've sold a lot of them, but they're fun books. This is one of his most famous covers, Superman 233. And one of the interesting things about this is that this cover, although it's incredibly famous and people love this book, Neal was eternally disappointed in this cover because his editor wanted to put the title Kryptonite Nevermore between Superman's legs on the cover, and the only way to do that was to extend Superman's left leg. And so it bothered Neal that he was anatomically incorrect. His left leg is clearly longer than his right, and it drove Neal crazy. I love Neal's Superman covers. It used to be all Batman and Detective for me, and then I realized he did some really awesome Superman covers. This is also from 1968. It just looks different than anything else DC was putting out at that time. Just very cool. The Man Who Destroyed Krypton. Always loved this cover. Why do these initials mean death for the Man of Steel? All the LLs in his life: Lex Luthor, Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lori Lemaris. Really great book. All right, this book I've had for a very long time. This is the last issue in kind of groundbreaking Green Lantern, Green Arrow run by Neal Adams and Denny O'Neil, starting with number 76. And the cool thing about this book, see how it says, name written on first page in pen? Well, the name written on the first page is Denny O'Neil. I've owned this book since I was about 12 years old. And when I was 13, Denny appeared at a local comic shop in Fountain Valley, California, and I had him sign this copy, and I still own it today. Some of you might be wondering, well, shoot, if it has a signature on the first page, why isn't it a green label? And the reason is because I always tell CGC I want no green labels. So they downgrade for any signature. So this book probably would have been a 9.6, but it has a 9.4 because Denny O'Neil signed page 1. And I remember that day very well. I remember walking up to him, talking to him, telling him how much these books meant to me. I wish Neal had been there, but I got to speak to Denny, and he signed this book for me. Long time ago. Sorry for the sloppy camera work here. This is Detective 410. Really strange cover. You don't see too many pink covers from the Bronze Age. It's really nice. It's got a Batgirl backup story. This is one of my favorites. Something about the black background and Robin just disintegrating in his arms. Just a great cover. This is from 1971. It would have hit the stands actually at the very end of 1970. And it includes a 1971 Batman calendar. Really great cover. All right, now we're getting into Man-Bat. Man-Bat first appeared, I think, in Detective 400. This is number 407. Great image. The Bride of Man-Bat. Another book with a Batgirl backup story. Detective 404, tribute to Enemy Ace. Again, the colors on this cover are pretty unique. It's not something that you see in too many other issues from the Bronze Age. Most of these issues I'm showing you also have Adams' interior art. This is maybe my favorite Adams cover. It's just so moody. It's Detective number 402. I love this night scene of Man-Bat swooping down on him in the swamp. I love it. So cool. Detective 397, nice purple cover. Out of my way, Batman. Not even you can escape me from joining her. I'm sorry, not even you can stop me from joining her. Really awesome. All right, there's a couple of Brave and the Bolds here. He did Brave and the Bold 79 through 86. This is number 82. And I've noticed that in these issues, he really makes the co-star the star of the cover. So it's not usually Batman, it's usually, in this case, Aquaman. Nice octopus cover, the sleepwalker from the sea. And here's another great one. This is Green Arrow in Brave and the Bold. And I love the composition of this cover. The senator's been shot. This is when Green Arrow donned his new costume. It's a great issue. All right. Batman 245. He's innocent. I killed Bruce Wayne and I can't tell a soul. This was an interesting issue because, so I had two friends that collected comics, Ty and Stan, but I think we only had one copy of this book among the three of us. So I always wanted a nice copy, and that's why I ended up buying a 9.6. I just love the cover. Batman 243. Ra's al Ghul and Talia appear in this issue. This is part 1 of 2. The story ends in 244, which I don't currently have a copy of, but I plan on picking one up soon. Always loved that image. All right, and one more. So I told you that Neal was never really happy with that Superman 233 cover because they made him elongate the left leg. Well, they got another shot at it in Action 485. So once again, here's Superman breaking out of his kryptonite chains. This is from 1978. So I would have been, let's see, this is a July issue. I would have been 12 years old when this issue came out. The classic story that answers all your questions about the day the Man of Steel's life was changed. Beautiful cover. So I started this video by asking you guys to envision me and my friend Ty as 10-year-olds sitting on his bedroom floor reading and trading comics. And now I'm going to ask you to envision us as 56-year-old men going to WonderCon just a few weeks ago. And I remember at one point during the weekend, Ty turned to me and said, "Where's Neal? He always does this show." And I kind of blew it off. I mean, there were other shows that weekend he might have been at. It never occurred to me that maybe his health was failing. But then we got the news yesterday that he had passed away. So, what do you say? I mean, thanks, Neal, for 50 years of great comics. Thanks for being at all those shows, for being so approachable, for doing what you did for other creators as far as creators' rights go. You are truly a legend, and you will be missed by the entire hobby. So thanks, Neal, and thanks, guys, for watching. Have a great night.